All right. Hopefully the mic is working. Let's do it. Let's do some drawing. This does not look right. Ah. There we go. I was like, where'd the color go? That's better. Okay. All right, well, we're still just laying down flat color. I have a small window this morning. I got up late, very late, 4:30 a.m. But took a shower, got some things started, took out the trash cans, and now we do this. Okay. I hope everyone out there is doing well. This is a interesting and busy week for me. Glad to say that I got booked on a couple of big projects. And that will essentially solve any work issues, solve any how will I earn money? The question of how will I earn money for August has been completely solved to everyone's satisfaction, because I am fully booked for the rest of the month. And fully booked is a magical thing, because not only then does that mean I am going to be self-sustaining and things like that, but there's a great opportunity then as a result that there are still yet, even in a fully booked situation, there are still margins of downtime and opportunity where I can pick up even more additional work, small projects that wouldn't fit into the artistic paradigm that I exist, where days are booked and paid for at an hourly rate. There are projects that can be, instead of hired like that, they can be like, hey, I have a small project, you can work on it in your spare time, and how about that? And I can pick that up as well, make my own hours about it, and then make even more money if those opportunities present. And then if they don't present, it's totally fine, because I'm still making money on the other job. So all that is great. Very happy about that. The only downside is it takes me away from my ability to work on this with my full efforts. We'll just have to survive with that. Okay, I'm going to use a kind of dark pale green color for the structures. Oh, hooray, spam. Bye-bye, spam. Okay. While that's kind of the color I wanted, it's a bit too close in color to Link's outfit. So let's try something a little different. Getting there, yeah. It's pretty good. All right, I'm gonna make my head a little bigger. Figuratively and literally. hair is a little unruly these days, but it's clean today. Alright. Okay, there's a statue over here. I like the idea of, like, toppled statues. Let's move this. The new camera is okay. It seems to catch a lot of the greasy look on my skin, which is not my preference. So we may have to amend that, but at least I did spend a lot of money on it. So. Okay, and then the ground is just going to be like yellow sand. But what kind of yellow? It's basically right. Can it be? Somewhat receding like that. I love how my sand up here is like, up here it's like crazy yellow. I don't know, somehow over time I got more muted with my colors. You know, look how crazy those colors are way up there. Just getting a little bit more reasonable as time goes. Who knows? Maybe it's like it's not the world's worst progression. You can get a little more serious. You can always just add saturation, and like color is not a life sentence. Okay, so that one feels good. Yeah. Adjustments pending. Adjustments still to come. Okay, so here we are, Death Mountain. All right, let's save our work. All right, we've done what we can to create interest. Back to work. Interestingly, it looks like I didn't even get through my whole big process of filling out all this stuff the way I was supposed to, so... Ah. Okay. Just naming and organizing some of these layers. Okay. So... here, what I might do is do a quick... There we go. Just make a quick sample. Now I can reference this sample to get my colors quickly. Great. Looks like I forgot to draw the glove lines. There. Okay. It's always time for quality control. I had to switch it up back to the, and for good reason. The Zelda and Chill playlist is an awesome playlist. But some of the other tracks I was playing the other day, for whatever reason, got muted on Twitch. The audio got flagged. And yeah, I get it. No worries. But all things being equal, I prefer just to not have those hassles or potential future hassles. I'm not sure which songs actually ended up causing the issue either. I haven't really had time to delve. I used the word delve. I must be a chatbot. No, but I didn't have time to suss it out yet. But I'll find the offending songs and I'll get them out. But knowing that this whole playlist has been working just great, I'll just keep with this in the meanwhile. The colors, where they go. I had a thought. It's sort of interesting. Over time, Facebook has discovered that I'm an artist and I'm interested in artistic things, so it now brings me, you know, unsolicited suggestions for feeds to follow. Like, there's a great one called Comic Book Swipes, which is fun. Although a little bit heartbreaking because the whole page is dedicated to how artists unfortunately cheat all the time by quote unquote cheat, but they steal poses and references from magazines and pop culture so amazingly often that it can sort of shatter your illusions that your favorite artists might be true geniuses. Don't prefer to go that route, so we try something slightly different here, but it's an accepted practice, to be sure, and always has been. But in addition to the Comic Book Swipes page I was just referencing, I get sent to other feeds as well, and one of them is a Mobius. John Girard. Oh, hi. You're a Zelda fan? You might like this project. Here, I'll show you some stuff. Have you been in the chat long? Did you see anything? Here, you can see some of this. Welcome, Unu. Unu, oh, you know one. You know. 3 minutes. Welcome. It's a quiet chat. I stream at odd hours, so like normal people are not following what I'm doing generally. Here's a cool composition. And then anyway, you may be busy. I'm in the process of coloring a bunch of compositions. I've been wow, these are bright. I'll fix that later. But you can see there's a lot of work that's been done. You know. Thank you. Oh shit. And I'm a little new to Twitch, so working out the bugs. But this is just a project I've been working on for a few months in my downtime. I'm a professional storyboard artist, but I don't typically color my work. So some of the color stuff is we're gonna learn together. But if you're into art and you're into Zelda, you should. This is it's a marathon, not a sprint. So if you ever feel like dipping out because it gets boring, no worries. But essentially I've been crafting these compositions, and these are all done from scratch. So like I drew these rough drawings on live stream, and now I'm in the process of cleaning them up and making them look nice and using oh hi more people. It's nice to see. I can't believe anybody's awake at 6 a.m. So like this was the rough drawing, and this is it so far. These colors are garish. They're these are like cartoony colors at the moment, but in a couple of streams, what I'm gonna do is, it's hard to explain, but I'm gonna treat them and then light them in a way that is more akin to how they do things in 3D. However, it's going to be a 2D process. It will be educational if you... 2 p.m. for you. Oh, cool. 9 a.m. I thank you for telling me the time that oh, you can see my watch tan. I gotta put my watch on. Thank you for telling me the time that it is where you are. It helps me sort of geo-guess where audiences might be. at odd hours. I have a family and 2 small children, so it's difficult for me to stream during like normal hours. And I just realized I'm like, you know, I gotta stream when I can, and then if there's an audience, they might find the stream. But anyway, if you like art streams or you like Zelda stuff, you know, if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'm just playing Zelda music covers that I didn't make, and working on this project. Okay, so this is Link going up Death Mountain here. Let's see. It's sort of funny because like these falling things are rocks, but those are actual bad guys in the game, or at least in the original Zelda game. And right now they look flat and cartoony, but you know, eventually I'll add a bunch of like my favorite Zelda game. I was born in like 1982, so I was a pretty big fan of the very original. Although I was like 6 years old when it came out, so it was difficult for me to play. I was definitely a huge fan of A Link to the Past, and still am. And much of the aesthetics and choices of the like this character here, this bad guy here, is the Manhandla, which is a boss from the original series that hasn't really been revisited much in later games. And here's like the Wall Master and stuff. So a lot of these things are like here, these guys are the Vyres or the Veers, but they were pretty much just in the original Zelda game. I haven't played every Zelda game. This is the Landmola. You know, some of these are like, this is an old school Moblin design. Twilight Princess was good, without sort of embarrassing myself too much. I was in my 20s and a little bit of a pothead at the time, so I don't remember Twilight Princess very well, but I remember loving it and beating it. Hi, Liam. Welcome back. I love Twilight Princess. It's like the only Wii game I played. I borrowed it from my brother to play that game. I'm good. I'm good. Yeah. Thank you, Liam. Let's see here. I'm gonna move too slow, unfortunately, if I look at the chat too much. But anyway, I appreciate everybody popping in. Liam. So I'm doing really great. I think since the last time we chatted, I ended up getting booked on a big project for the rest of the month. So that's great because it solves a huge problem of how do I earn money this month. But what it will do is shrink the amount of available time I have for doing Zelda stuff. So like just this morning, I have a little window. I'm going to try to do what I can, but probably in the next half hour, my wife and kids will be up and I'll have to quit it out, but do what I can in the meanwhile. Okay, so we've got these rock flats, the lines for the Tektites. And the Tektites they're this kind of light blue color. They can also be orange, but I don't want more orange. on like this big brown orange mountain. I think I'm okay with them being blue. The way I'm going to be doing these colors at the moment is going to be pretty simple. I think I want to have these tektites definitely need like some additional. They need some flair. I don't know if this is the best solution, but we'll discover it on the fly. But yeah, I just want to make it hard on myself by adding a bunch of crazy details to these already complicated characters. And then at the very least, in some of these smaller spots, little bits and crevices, some accents, I think, are a good idea. I wonder what color the blood, if the color of the blood should be interesting. It shouldn't be like, you know what I was watching yesterday was the movie Predator, the original Arnold Schwarzenegger film. Kind of an amazing movie. It's really reflecting on a lot of the themes. It was done really well. Can't make movies like that anymore. It made too perfect the first time around. Okay, let's see here. What if it was... Well, in the movie Predator, the... Hey, Luke. In the movie Predator, the blood of the alien was glowing green. So maybe something. And there were aren't there some species of crab that have blue blood? That's kind of interesting. Trying to think of what kind of ridiculous eye colors appropriate here. Maybe red. Warm purple. Let's try that. And I am not a color genius, just so everybody knows. I'm just a little bit... I have a common and non-serious form of color blindness that I like that. We've made a choice. I can and should. Here, let's add a little bit of intensity. Anyway, I'm not a genius when it comes to seeing colors or anything like that. I'd be pretty lost with the without the help of this color palette thing. So if it looks like I've made some sort of horrible color decision, there is probably a good reason for it. The reason being, I can't really see what I'm doing that well. Okay, I think that'll suffice. If I wanted to sleep on it, make more changes later, there will be time. Because after I color this one, we just go back in the cycle. And then we apply the treatments, the lighting finishes. That'll be a longer process. And I'm actually thinking about some other things that I want to do color-wise as well. Some things that... This is a great opportunity for me to train. See, this will be... for the blue blood. Out of being like slightly darker and slightly purplish. I like that too, because then it's going to sort of be... We can keep it in the same family. Slightly darker, slightly purplish. We definitely don't want blood to not be bloody. I think the quality of the gooiness will come out when we light it and treat it. Yeah, that pops. Purple's good. Cooler, huh? Can you see much difference when I color that? Here. So this is... If I go... Is that something... Can you appreciably see that? Because it's hard for me. No, I don't mind taking a little. All day long, I take direction from people. Directors directing me to make... That's interesting. So, my color blindness is not... It's not true color blindness. I just have lazy cones, or lazy rods, or whatever. If they're stimulated enough and like really focused, I can see those differences. But other, like, where colors might pop out, be like super obvious to some people, they just are sort of like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, it's a bluey whatever. And especially like in certain shades of colors, very so like. Here's a great example. This is my go-to example. Is one time I came home and I was wearing I bought a new Dodger cap. It's like the LA Dodgers. It's a baseball team in LA. So I bought a Dodger cap and I was wearing it home, and it's this new cap, and my wife was like, "Oh, I like your hat," and I'm like, "Great." So I wore it for about a week, and then my wife a week later was like, "So what's up with the pink hat?" And I was like, "What do you mean? It's black and white." And she's like, "No, it's quite literally pink and navy blue." And I was very befuddled by that because I didn't expect that to be the hat that I was buying, and that was the hat that I bought. So the lighting in the store made it look like it was a black and white hat to me, and then I never thought about it after that. So I just assumed that whatever like the hat was, like I could see, like I'm like, oh, I do see like the navy blue, but like the light pink text on the navy blue, it just read like black and white to me. It did not there was nothing about it that gave any, and she thought I was like ironically wearing it, I don't know, in some sort of as if it was like to honor breast cancer survivors or something, you know. For a minute it was like, oh, good for you for doing it, and then she's like, so can you take off the pink hat because you look a little silly with it after a week. And so I do rely on people to point out if my colors are just absolutely ridiculous. So this is why I need the chat. I need the interaction. And until I get more practiced with it overall, anyway, it's just a good idea. And I'm incredibly humble too. You know, I need help. I need your help. And it doesn't look like Faye is in the chat, but Faye was brutally honest and told me that I had an earlier design for these. Let's visit that moment because I think it's also educational. You can see here, like, this was the design I had for the Tektites originally, the bad guys, and I did a great job cleaning them up and stuff. But Faye pointed out, she's like, that isn't that's not a good design for. It looks like it's something out of like Doom or a different kind of video game. It doesn't look very Zelda, and she was right. So I changed it and made it more something that feels. I feel like this is more better honors like it's like the Zelda, the Tektite designs that are existing in the games look more like this, and this feels more like Zelda. So whereas like these feel like they're like evil alien invaders, these are a little more sort of neutral, and I feel like they exist better in a Zelda spot. And I can't help the crab influences. My wife is from Alaska, and we eat a lot of crab. Certainly more than than your average family, probably. So, you know, I can take the criticism if something is just not landing, and it's okay. It's like if I did it for a reason, I'll defend myself. But if I didn't really have a reason, I was just doing something on autopilot, then you know, usually I'm more than happy to entertain or audit a different solution. Okay, so now I'm gonna just try and apply. So, okay, maybe you guys should let me know then, because I used like, you know, if this needs to be a cooler color, like that, whatever, is that better? I, you know, if you can say, Max, the white of the eye is too orangey, you must change it. Those are statements we're allowed to make. I don't mind making. I have to every day make changes on perfectly good artwork, and it doesn't offend me to hear the will of the people. You think it could be wider? Bluer? Yeah. Let me try. I don't want to make any obvious blunders. Just because my eyes aren't appreciably being discerning enough. And, you know, understand also that this will be shaded and made to look a little bit more. Where the goal is to get something that we're not gonna get like photoreal. Is that blue enough? Maybe this is better. Difficult for me to see sometimes the difference. Actually, I'd like that. Barely a difference. Well, I like this better. More can be changed, or it can stay. Maybe they can be kind of dark rimmed. Some people's eyes do that. And the center has to be black. But it's like too intense right now. And I don't want to get too bogged down. Like that. You can ask me something. How would you go about replicating the fountain pen look feel with a digital medium? So that's a great question. Really, really, because I know why you'd be asking that. I don't think there are. There might be ways of making it look like the. I mean, a fountain pen has such a distinct. We're talking about the same kind of application, such a distinct sort of liquidy application that is so appreciable. The variation in line, so much of the artist's hand is transferred with the fountain pen. There's, I don't believe, a great solution to the problem of like it's just not there yet with like this stylus is just not ever going to do a good job of transferring the energy of that nuance into digital. I guess it could. There are some. I might have to think about this for a bit. Let's see if I just worry about. I don't want to. Do something here, like what will happen. Okay. There are, of course, brushes. Like, the problem is like this is responsive, like a fountain pen is, but not. You can see like a fountain pen would never make marks like that. And the ones that do a decent job of sort of imitating might be this one. No. There are ones that sort of like do a good job of like getting nice and thin if you move fast enough. You can see there's some variation there. Yeah, that's a toughie. That's a toughie. What you're probably like the things that imitate, which I know aren't good enough for what you're asking, but I believe those are about as good as they are, as far as that. I really think like it's time for like new styluses. Like, why can't it be that we have actual new tips that, I don't know, like we should be able in this weird, crazy technological world we live in, to take like a cool like feathered brush or whatever and get that effect. Like like see this tip? How come that can't be microscopically small? And then you have hundreds of them and have all of them interact at the same time. The problem is we're dealing with like these interfaces where it's like these are one-dimensional interfaces basically. The whole input is essentially like the tip of the mouse. Like this mouse, like the input of it is like where it clicks is like the size of a pixel, and then it derives information from that. But in real life, nothing is art isn't made that way at all. So it's on a microscopic level, it's like sculptural, you know? So it's just weird where I've mostly decided to like detach from trying to replicate natural materials and really embracing like I'll just get like a look and texture in ways that can't be done naturally and embrace the digital look. So hatching and cross hatching some areas, that's a great idea. I don't know if these ones are any good. This one is good. Hold on. This is this piece of art is hanging on my wall. My mom really liked it, so she printed it out. But these are, let's see if this will read at all on camera. It's all distorted and stuff and lit horribly. But this is essentially this is Tom Sawyer. If everybody understands classic American literature. This is like Tom Sawyer and like his gang of friends. I drew that in a kind of old kind of cross-hatching style for a playbill for a Mark Twain or Tom Sawyer play, like a theater production. So it's just some quick, cheap art that definitely served the purpose. And in terms of like what I might have done in the past that might answer your question, that's kind of what it was. Yeah, I would just use some scratchy cross-hatching with a lot of pen sensitivity, so you get the variable line, and there can't be any opacity. Like it's got to be wherever there's a mark, it has to be like full black, and that would be my best guess. Let me know where you land with it. I'm curious. You know, if you discover a new tool that works, I'm all ears. Maybe the underside of these guys can be dark as well. Dark crab bellies. I have like the base inking done, but I'm thinking of experimenting right now and taking a break from the expression making process. I'm doing game sprites. Oh, cool. Like cross-hatching in game sprites? Sounds ambitious. Cross-hatching has renewed its interest for me because I've noticed, because I'm incredibly observant, One of the things that I've noticed is a giveaway with AI art is the inability for it to do human style cross-hatching. Something about the... I don't want to talk too much out of ignorance, but there is something about the cross-hatching style where, like, it will try to make cross-hatching if you tell it. Like, I've seen people, like, make images that, like, if you aren't an artist and you don't know what real cross-hatching is, it might fool you. But if you are an artist, you'd say, like, well, no one cross-hatches like that. That's not real cross-hatching. That's like a fake computerized generalization of what cross-hatching appears like when you squint at it. But cross-hatching is like a specific, and even poorly done cross-hatching is still like actual cross-hatching compared to what a computer does. Where it, like in a computer, it gives it this sort of like almost inverted waffle stamp texture, almost like a footprint, instead of actually making lines that cross each other and to create a facsimile of tone. So it's interesting. So I'm encouraged by that. I wonder if it might be an inborn weakness to the machines, and therefore might be a safe harbor for artists to sort of be like, yes, this is human, and you know it's human because I did cross-hatching. This is it's just a little pet theory of mine. I did. Luke, if you look here, one of my Instagram handles, axe_drawform, axe_drawform. There are some recent examples of some cross-hatching that I did. It wouldn't be the latest post I did, and just disclaimer, there are naked people on that Instagram. It's a figure studying Instagram. But like 3 or 4 posts ago, I did some pretty competent cross-hatching examples, and I did those digitally. So, you know, I guess that might be something to look at in terms of recent cross-hatching I might have done. Okay, let's make this mountain colored. I like the idea of the mountain being darker and redder. Let's see what happens. Yeah, it's decent. I'm not going to overthink the color of the mountain too much. Much of the mountain is going to be affected by layers of atmospheric perspective and particles and all sorts of stuff that, you know, that they're almost like finishing touches. So I'm just basically picking a color of the dirt that the mountain will be made of, and then the the aggregate. And then the lighting, I think, can take care of the rest. Maybe it can get a little darker as it goes up. Let's try that. Okay. I know these colors look goofy at the moment, but they'll look better later on. You can see that, you know, my intention for this is for there to be lava spewing out the top, or at least some sort of crazy smoke and all the things to explain. I wanted to make it look like there's a crazy earthquake happening and that there's all sorts of ashy clouds and stuff. None of that is reflected here. It's TBD. It's all gonna come. It's gonna come later. Let's pick a color for the sky. Let's make it yellow. Yeah, it's weird, but I like it. I'm gonna sort of make a theme of maybe unconventional sky colors in these two. It's important for me to recognize there's an opportunity here for me to really evolve and change the way that I'm looking at color. I'm really interested in the some of the color work of like Mobius. Huh. Wow, the internet is a hard place to find real photos. Okay, let me find an example of what I'm talking about. Like, it'd be extremely ambitious for me to do so, but find something. God, can I just find a photo that doesn't look like it's a disaster? Okay, this looks okay. Trying to make sure everybody has don't have to be too censored with stuff. I mean, it's really difficult to see this. Okay, this is an AI creation, and you can see it made a very terrible pass at real AI. Looks like this probably is too. Yeah, these are gross. Ugh, I hate these. Okay. This is also AI. Jesus Christ. Not happy with the so it's terrible that I'm trying to find like real examples of his work, and all I'm finding is like AI bullshit. So unfortunate. Ah. Nope, that's not it. Is this it? This looks more like it. Yeah. It's not entirely appreciable right here. Next time, you know, when I actually start using the techniques, I'm going to have to do some studies and figure out how that color actually came together, but I think it'll complement the style that I'm looking to implement. Okay, here's a big effing flat yellow. Oop. Big ugly flat yellow sky. That'll look awkward until I make it look awesome. So that's that. Okay, it's been a long enough stream. We still have a little bit left over. I won't be able to make much appreciable progress on this until next stream, because look how crazy this is. Like 2 streams worth of coloring right here. So we are going to have to call it a day here, and I'm going to thank everybody for joining in and making comments and helping me with the color. It's super helpful, and I appreciate the company. And I will say bye-bye. See you next time. Have a good day.